Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day. It is Friday, another foggy day out this morning, and that's just going to continue. I'll tell you about the weather in just a moment. On our show today, Maggie Blackwell from United will be here, and she's going to talk about the landscape meeting that they had. Also, from the El Toro Water District, Jose Vergara is going to be here. He is on their board, and he's going to talk about really our water situation as far as the state goes, considering the Delta and what's going to be going on there. You know, they've talked about those tunnels that they are going to be building. Entertainment Corner, Paul talked to a woman who's doing a show about, well, Mae West, believe it or not, down at Laguna Playhouse, and we'll tell you about that. And then our intern who had to leave us this week as she begins her graduation up in Fullerton. Lisa sat down with McKenna and they talked about her internship. It is National Internship Day, so Lisa talked with her, and we were sad to see her go, but good luck to her. I'm sure she'll come by and say hello now and then. Meetings today, there is only one meeting today, the third pre-budget landscape meeting at 9 o'clock in the Willow Room. But tomorrow, if you'd like to do that docent tour, it's in the Elm Room. It starts at 9 o'clock, but you need to RSVP, and the number is 268-2040. So that's for the docent tour. Now let's get to the weather, and you know, it just continues. This sort of end of April gloom into May gray, I guess you could call it. Not much is going to change over the next 5, 6, 7 days. We're going to be pretty much in this pattern. The only difference is, as I said, as I've been saying, is maybe the temps might change by a degree or two, just depending how much this kind of the fog sticks around. Now, there is a chance as we get in next week, I think maybe Wednesday, of a little bit of drizzle coming in. There's a system, and if it makes its way down here, but to be honest, that's so far in advance that it's in some of the forecasts, but even in those forecasts, it's like a big maybe. So this is what's just going to continue. The morning and evening fog, and then mostly sunny afternoons. And the temps are going to stay the same pretty much as is the overnights. Looking around the state this weekend, and kind of the same thing, much cooler weekend overall than last weekend. Some light showers possible up in the North Coast and Northern California in general. Not in the Sierras area. They're not looking at that. They are looking at pretty mild temperatures up there. Yosemite only 57 though is their high for their weekend. So Lake Tahoe, South Lake Tahoe is actually going to be warmer than Yosemite. So if you're headed up there, keep that in mind. It's going to be quite chilly up there. The Bay Area only about 62. They're going to be partly cloudy. And then as we move down the coast, things will warm up a little bit more. Palm Springs about 90 as their average this weekend. So this is a lot cooler weekend than we had last weekend when much of the state was 70 degrees or more. So a little bit more this weekend. Again, if you go way up north, we're talking about Eureka and those areas, they're looking at maybe light showers, and that's really today and tomorrow, and that's going to be about it. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Remember the good old days when neighbors helped neighbors with everyday chores? Here in Laguna Woods, those days are back, thanks to neighboring. If you got chores around the house like moving, cleaning, organizing messy areas, or need help with your iPhone or technology devices, our background check college students can help you with it all and more.
Hire a background check college student today. Call us at 949-322-4923 and start neighboring today.
Dr. Farman Cosmetic and Implant Dentistry is located right outside Gate 6 and has been keeping the village smiling for many years.
I trust Dr. Farman with all my dental procedures and all my dental work. Thank goodness I found Dr. Farman.
We have been serving the community of Laguna Woods for almost 20 years now. Come and visit us at Brilliant Smile for all your dental needs.
We are close to Gate 6, near Snooty Fox Restaurant, behind Coco's.
Hi, I'm Brian Rott, President and CEO of Cartmart here in Laguna Woods. My family's been in the golf cart business since 1959, and we win our customers over with the simple belief of we treat you right. We are proud to be the authorized dealer for Club Car here in Orange County and your go-to source for the sales and service to other major brands. We're conveniently located on El Toro Road, just minutes from Laguna Woods. So come by and see for yourself, while when doing business with Cartmart, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
Did you know that we are living longer, healthier lives than ever before? And did you know that social interaction, brain stimulation, and exercise improve your quality of life? Did you know the Saddleback College Emeritus Institute offers 200 tuition-free classes to older adults in South Orange County? With over 30-plus locations between Lake Forest and San Clemente, it has never been easier to take advantage of your third active life. Sign up today.
Welcome back. Maggie Blackwell is with me right now from United, and they had their landscape committee meeting recently, and you're going to talk about some topics that were in that meeting, right?
Right. Well, happy Arbor Day.
Yes. Is it Arbor Day today?
It is
okay.
Arbor Day
I wasn't
today.
sure the date because I know they're doing the Arbor Day tree down Aliso Creek.
Exactly.
But I wasn't sure if that was the exact date or when it was.
It is. Actually, it is Arbor Day
Okay.
on my calendar anyway.
All right.
And at 10 o'clock, there's a ceremony with a new sycamore tree down at the creek.
Yes.
So that's why I have on my warm shirt today.
So if you're watching us in the morning, this pertains. If you're watching this the replay, we're sorry, you're too late. All right, well that's good to know because I honestly didn't know if this was the official Arbor Day.
Right. And supposedly, I haven't seen the tree yet, but supposedly the tree is of some size that they are planting. And so that will be good to replace a very large tree that they had to remove.
Yes, I learned about that one. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, very good.
It should be very exciting. Well, we have something new this year. We just approved a new landscape maintenance manual.
Right.
And there's a picture of
there. See?
Yes, right. Go right down there.
Yeah. And that's the.
There we go.
That's the current sycamore tree, and what you were talking about is one that had to. Unfortunately, didn't quite make it after it was. I think it was there for hundreds of years.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they're planting.
All right.
But that's a beautiful picture. Yes, that's really our signature tree. We have a new landscape maintenance manual that staff worked up for us. And what they did was put all the landscape things together at last in one place, and they added some new features. So it has a lovely new cover.
Now, is this for something that for the residents can have so they can?
This is for residents. It's strictly written for residents so that it has what you need, most of what you need all in one folder. It does not contain the maintenance schedules because those vary month to month and week to week. So you can always find those online.
Yes.
But the other information is right here. And they have an overview here. And then the next page is the role of the landscape division. And this tells what landscape must be doing for the residents and for our community. And it says specifically what we do and what we do not do.
Right.
And then it explains what the resident should be doing or does do or does not do, because there are some things the resident must not do. And there they are at work, which is a really... See,
Speaking of Arbor Day.
Yes, I see.
But part of Arbor Day is maintaining trees
that
aren't doing well anymore. And that's obviously one that's not doing very well.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so then we have the yellow stake program is explained, and all the other things that we've discussed before in landscape. Plus they have the request forms and the appeals, they have water management in here too, and they have the forms, so that, and then all the resolutions are listed. It is quite complete and very well organized. Staff did a great job on this, and that'll be very helpful for residents. And you'll be able to get it online and, and probably be able to request a copy if you want.
Okay. All right. Very good.
So that's very good.
Yeah. So that's going to be helpful, and get all your information there.
Right, right. And we have a new issue. Well, it's not a new issue, it's an old issue. But when we put in our solar panels, we had to do some topping of a couple of trees, just like 2, I believe. But nobody wrote a resolution for it, and we think there might be 2 more that might need to be topped or removed, perhaps. And so I call them the solar trees. So we need to work on a resolution for the solar trees so that we have funding for that, and it doesn't just come out of anything, so that we have that budgeted and we do a good analysis of what needs to be done in order to protect our solar. Because if you have trees over the solar panels for part of the day,
right, of course.
Then in fact the whole grid, or at least that part of the grid, is not even counted, doesn't work. And so we want to keep the trees off the solar panels.
All right. And that, isn't that just part of the landscape would do that automatically?
Well, yes and no. It is. It's out of sync trimming and working on the trees.
Okay.
So now we're trying to do a synchronized trimming of the trees, and trim by need and by species.
Okay.
And so they will have certain species will be done every year, because otherwise the fruits and things are a nuisance for residents, or they get too tall and out of hand.
Okay.
So if they have to do those more often, then they have to do others less often. So they're graphing out and figuring what trees we'll do this every year, and then we'll do this one maybe every 3 or 4 years instead of every 2 years. And so they have to plan it out, and that's part of the Arbor Pro process for us. And so we're going to put those solar trees on that plan somewhere to be sure that they are trimmed every year or relocated if they need to be removed. Maybe we'll remove them or chop them or whatever. But we need to be sure that we follow a plan for those trees so they don't block our sun.
Yeah. Okay, very good.
Right. Then we had, of course, some trees that residents wanted removed, and we go out and discuss those each time. Staff writes up a report and says, yes, no, this tree is healthy, and so on. And that is also included, the tree rules are included in the new maintenance manual. And so we go out and check. And we hate to remove some trees because, for example, on Ronda Granada, they are, it's just a beautiful street all the way down, because they have these certain kinds of trees on both sides, and they're balanced, you know, and you have this many on this side and these balanced over here, and every manor has so many. And so we have to really think twice when we remove it, because it does change the characteristic, at least for that building. Yeah. And so we make hard decisions. So this time we decided to remove a couple, but leave this one because it was the most star point on that block for those people.
Yeah, sometimes it has to be done.
So we just have to think, trees don't last forever, neither do people, and so it goes on.
Yeah, it's hard to take down trees. I know in our neighborhood,
it is.
Even we had to take down a tree. There used to be a lot more trees in our neighborhood. Well, whoever planted those years and years ago, they were the wrong tree.
Right.
Meaning they were beautiful for 10, 15 years, but they got out of scale. The roots started going underneath things.
Right.
And even though they were healthy, beautiful trees, they were too large, and too intrusive.
Yeah,
and we had a beautiful Norfolk pine, and I loved it. But the roots started going into the sprinkler system. It was beginning to lean towards the house just because of the way the prevailing wind is. And unfortunately, it had to be taken down.
Right. We had a tree this week. There's a male and a female of this tree, and everybody always plants the male. Well, for some reason, in this one spot, at a very busy corner of a cul-de-sac, where there are a lot of walkways where people are, going one way to all of these homes and this way to all of those homes, right over that was a tree of the female variety. And that is not recommended to be planted anywhere close to habitation. And so the fruits were falling on the walkway, and people would get it on their shoes, and it just smells horrible. And it has a very harsh color. And so they go into their homes, and if they have carpeting, that gets on there, and the smell is there and everything. So if it were just regular fruits of some tree, and doesn't happen very often, we ignore it because that's part of our tree policy. We let a tree be a tree, basically. But this one, no, we're so sorry. So we did accede to the residents' wishes. Because it was just the wrong species. I mean, species correct, male, female. There are male trees all over. It looked the same, looked beautiful. This one looks beautiful, but oh my. So
no, I totally get it.
Yes, and then we had a little discussion about the bluebird boxes. Of course, everybody is right now. It's a very big deal. United decided not to take any action because we are not required to take any action by the state. Bluebirds are not an endangered species or anything like that. There is no regulation required by United on this. And so we allow residents to do yard work, close to their units and in yellow staked areas. And we allow them to hang things in those places. And so when they began to hang in '85, when they began to hang all the bluebird boxes, they just went down, and any resident who wanted one, they built one for, and so we have a lot of them. But the ones that have nests in them, they will not go back to, which is fine. So if we have too many boxes, it won't hurt, because they just won't use that box, and then we won't have too many birds. So anyway, United said, okay, this is individual people ordered or purchased these boxes to be put up at that time. And individual people are maintaining or not maintaining these boxes. United isn't going to have anything to do with it. If there's something horrible that happens to the tree or the box, then we'll take care of that. But otherwise, no, we're not going to regulate it and hand it all over to somebody to regulate. We'll just let the residents, because some of them belong to other bluebird clubs, and they know how to do it, and they're reporting.
Well, the gentleman who is taking care of this, Danny Henson, really knows this very well. There's a picture of him there. And he's kind of taken this under his wing, huh? Get it under his wing?
Yes, I got it. But
I mean, he knows it. He's become very well educated in this and very knowledgeable.
But there are also several other people who monitor up to 20 boxes, which they had installed earlier. And these people are keeping statistics. And so they are using the Southern California Bluebird Society. They're members of that. So there are other societies and there are other groups here who have an interest. And so they were quite distressed when they found Mr. Henson came by and took down some of their boxes. And so that is not to be done anymore. People should ask Mr. Henson if they want his assistance, He has a lot of knowledge and a lot of interest and zeal, but he is not the only source of knowledge for these birds, and there are a lot of people who put up boxes that they would like to keep there, and so far it hasn't hurt anybody, and it hasn't hurt the bluebirds, who are doing quite well. So United is not taking anything out of this except for people should respect other people's property wherever they see it. And that's just our stance.
Okay. All right, very good. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, but come on down to the creek.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Maggie. We'll see you next time, and we'll be right back.
Okay, thanks.
Mother's Day is coming, and Diane's Hallmark is just the place to get Mom a gift that shows how much you care. Our women's department has gifts for that special someone, including clothing, jewelry, Vera Bradley and Bagolini handbags, Crabtree and Evelyn, and many other great gifts for Mom. Don't forget that our religious department carries a great selection of Christian gifts and Bibles as well. Diane's Hallmark is a Gold Crown store. Come in and experience our personalized service. We're located on Alicia Parkway next to Hobby Lobby.
Hi, it's Desiree from Irvine Subaru, where families come first. As a family-ran dealership, your family's safety is our #1 priority. Come in and find the perfect Subaru from the largest selection of Subarus in Orange County. All models are top safety picks by the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety. We offer the ideal balance of safety, performance, and economy. Irvine Subaru, more Subarus, more safety, more performance, more love.
I'm Dr. Leif Loberg, and I want to welcome you to our brand new facility here in Laguna Woods. We've been serving the community since 2006, and we're super excited to bring you an awesome team of doctors, Dr. Jackson, Dr. Asaturians, Dr. Vian, myself, here to serve you in our brand new state-of-the-art facility. Call us in the morning and we'll get you in the same day, guaranteed.
The recently completed El Toro Water District Recycled Water Expansion Project has now delivered over 1 billion gallons of recycled water. The district is preparing to construct a second phase of the project that will install over 28,000 feet of new recycled water pipelines in the Gate 9 and Gates 5 and 6 areas of Laguna Woods Village. The pipeline construction will begin in early November and should be complete by June of next year. The district sincerely appreciates your patience as we enhance the water supply resources in the Laguna Woods area.
With me right now is Jose Vergara, one of the directors with the El Toro Water District. And welcome, sir. Nice to have you on. And today we are talking about a project overview of the Delta watershed area. And I know you and I have talked about this before, how they've been looking at this for a long, long time. And it seems like they finally got a plan in place.
That's correct, Ken. Thank you for having me here today. Hopefully, I will have some good news for the region, for our customers. The Bay Delta is basically the area where we get our water from the State Water Project. It's the confluence of the two rivers, and it goes to the ocean. So we have the pumps. The pumps of the State Water Project aqueducts are in the south.
Right.
So that area called the Delta is indeed an environmental rich place and has been deteriorating for many years due to the increase of human activity. And the idea behind these two projects that the governor has done is to protect ecosystem and then to allow the water agencies to build a facility that will convey water without interfering with the Bay Delta. That is what we call the California Water Fix, and has been in the process for 15 years. I had the pleasure of working on that when I was at Metropolitan, and really it didn't change much. Originally, in the 1980s, the idea was to build a peripheral canal, and then it was put to vote, and people didn't approve it in the 80s. And that channel, or that canal, was going to have a 22,000 cubic feet per second capacity.
And this canal would have been up in the delta?
Around the delta.
That's okay.
But that's too late now. Wasn't approved. Now it's already built houses, so you cannot build the peripheral canal. So the best solution that we came up with 15 years ago was to build the 2 tunnels. And the idea was to not 22,000, was probably too big, but a good size would have been 15,000 cubic feet per second. However, when the environmental concern, the EIR came out, we settled in having 9,000. That's the minimum lower that we can go in order to maintain the reliability. Now, the California water fix is not bringing new water. It's guaranteeing that we are not going to lose the water that we have receiving right now. And also, it will avoid the water, when it rains a lot, the water goes to the ocean. It will allow us to capture that water before it enters the delta.
Okay.
It's not that we're going to be sucking the river dry. No, it's going to be only the excess water that we're going to be capturing.
Okay.
So
let's look at the next slide here, the delta risks, and these are various different things that have been happening, and you know, we can see here, one of them is subsidence, and we've seen this. I can remember one of the programs we showed a while back, Huell Hauser, California's Gold. He did a whole water series years ago, and I remember him walking on the delta looking at something just like this.
yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
The delta is made of islands.
Yes, yeah.
But the berms are higher than the island. So if the berms are destroyed, the water will inundate those islands.
Yeah.
And that is the big problem, because if there are several seismic faults going through the area. If that ever happens, the water that we get will get salty. We will have to treat the water, and that will add so much.
Yeah,
so that's the problem. So we also had the rising of the sea level because of climate change. That is also going to be addressed. Plus, the Endangered Species Act create regulations to protect 4 kinds of species that are existing there. One of those, the delta smell, is an endangered species. And there are limitations. The regulation, for example, require that we cannot pump when the fish is present. And how do we know when the fish is present? Usually when there is turbidity in the water. Why? Because the fish likes to hide in the turbidity to avoid the predators.
Yeah.
But when that turbidity happens? When it rains. And when it rains is when all the water goes to the ocean, because we cannot pump it.
Yeah.
These 2 tunnels will allow us to pump the water before it gets to the delta. We're talking excess water. So we're not taking any new water, just the excess water. That means that we will be able to fill our reservoirs here and to take a reserve. In fact, we may have to build more storage in Southern California to be able to store the water.
Very good. All right, we'll go on to the next slide here, and this is kind of a pie chart here.
Yeah, but I was saying before, people say we're sucking the Southern California is taking all the water. No, half of the water that goes to the delta goes to the ocean.
Right.
And some of the other uses you can see, the metropolitan area is only getting 4%.
Yeah.
And we are going to be paying $10.8 billion for a project, for that little thing.
Wow.
So that's how important this water project is for the economy, not of Southern California, but for California total. Because this project also produces water, or delivers water to the Central Valley, to the farmers.
So are they paying for it as well?
At this moment, the farmers, there are 2 projects. Let me clarify, because it's clear. From the delta, we got 2 aqueducts. One that is used for the water district, or by the water district, and then the other one was built by the state, by the government, federal government, for the farmers.
Okay.
So their water is cheaper because the capital was paid by the feds. And they have a priority system that doesn't allow the farmer, the water district, to pay for the water. So they have problems. So that's the reason we decided, or the urban water district decided, let's pay for the whole thing. So Metropolitan Water Board last week, 2 weeks ago, approved that they will pay for the whole thing.
Okay.
What happened is they will secure those water rights and they will deal with the needs of the farmers later on. This is a visual of what the project is going to be. At one time, before the metropolitan approval, they considered the possibility of maybe building one tunnel. The one tunnel is going to be 6 cubic feet per second, 6,000 cubic feet per second. The other one is going to be 3. They said maybe if we stage in the kind of a phases, but you know, this kind of project, the disturbance is so big that you cannot go back for a second time and disturb the whole thing again to build another tunnel. So you have to take advantage of what you're doing right now and build the 2 of them. And that's the reason that the Metropolitan Water District Board made the decision, we're going to go for it. And they decided to approve the whole project. And this is the good news, that we are going to be. Now, the question that I'm going to be asking then in the next slide is, well, what does it mean for me as a customer? So
this is the what you were telling me about before, the reliability, supply, and these other things as well.
Exactly. We're not getting new water. We are avoiding losing more water. And only when there is excess water coming in a big rain, we take that extra water on the tunnels and bring it down. So the environment is going to be protected even better than before. So one of the things that we'll have is the economy and everything that happened here in the South, which maintains the vitality of the state, is going to continue if we have water. If we don't, no. Now, in the next slide, we talk a little bit about what is going to be the impact to the ratepayer. And we're looking at this. Metropolitan is going to be committing, if we look at the yellow column, which is the one that was approved. The blue was not approved. The blue was not approved. It was going to be built in phases, but the Metropolitan approved the full project, which means an investment of $10.8 billion for the region.
And how long will this take?
It's about 15 years.
Wow.
So some of us will see it, some of others won't. But what we were thinking is the impact, the maximum impact used to be if the farmers pay their share, the average household will see an increase on $2.40 per household. Now, because Metropolitan is picking a bigger tab, the maximum exposure is going to be $4.80 per household. This is average, meaning this is for a water district that gets half of the water from Met and half of the water locally. El Toro gets about 80% from Met. So in El Toro, it will be probably a little higher than $4.8, maybe in the range of 5, 6. It's approximately. Again, those numbers are all estimates. The actual cost will be determined, within the next 15 years.
Okay. All right. Very good. And so we'll see. It's going to take 15 years, though.
Yes, but the idea is that it's approved. Governor Brown has really done an excellent job. This has been his project because he realizes that we need this project. So he wants to have this as a legacy for California, to build a water solution that will protect the economy, the jobs, and in general, the welfare of the state of California.
All right, very good. Thank you for the update. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Ken. Pleasure being here.
And always good to see you and the folks from the Water District. And we'll see one of you folks in about a month.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It
was a pleasure.
Always good to see you.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
It's important for you to get your financial house in order. And so it breaks my heart sometimes when I see widows that come in with $100,000, $200,000 to their name, and yet their broker has lost $200,000 or $300,000 in the market when they shouldn't even have been in the market. The most satisfying part that I find in working with retirees is when they come in on their annual reviews and the market has had a bad turn, and we know that we can sit down and look at them and say, you haven't lost any money.
Welcome to another edition of the Entertainment Corner. I'm Paul Ortiz, and thanks for joining us today. Well, we have another terrific performance going on at the Laguna Playhouse, and this is Dirty Blonde, and we have the star of this production, that's Bets Malone. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Yeah, you know, Mae West was such an interesting person. You must be having fun with this role.
Oh my gosh, I was never a fan before, although she was on my radar. I was a little bit more of a Maryland girl, but oh my gosh, I love her. She's such a trailblazer.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
She was like Madonna is to us, but back in the 1930s, she's, you know, whether it was feminism or gay rights or writing about sex and talking about all these things that no one really wanted to talk about.
Nobody, yeah. She really was unique.
Yeah, it was interesting too because back then they really tried to censor her. And she said censorship actually made her rich because it really brought some attention to some, you know, things that she really wanted to bring up, but you know, thanks to the press and the things that they were trying to do, she actually was jailed for 10 days as well.
There's a courtroom scene in our show, actually, over her play Sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that something? Tell me about the show. You know, it starts kind of, it's like in today's period.
It's
but we talk about her life, right?
Yeah, it's modern day. It's basically about two people, strangers who meet on the anniversary of her birthday at her gravesite. And they strike up a conversation, and turns out they're avid fans, and it's not very common that you would find someone that's obsessed with Mae West.
Right.
And so they find common ground. They have a great little relationship and love story, and in the process, they go back and forth with flashbacks about Mae West's life, and so I play Mae and Joe, and then the gentleman, Steve Gunderson, who plays Charlie, he plays several of my lovers, you know, a boxer, an actor, and then Larry Raven, who's really busy in the show, he plays many, many roles, people in her life as well.
She was really attracted to very unique gentlemen, you know. It was I guess she was married for a short time and said she wasn't married to, but the men in her life were really interesting in the choices she made with these men.
Yeah, I think she used people a bit, you know, but who doesn't in the business, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she definitely was able to see the advantages of different relationships, and she just, really strong personality.
Yeah, I think she was really a bombshell before that term even really started, and then she knew how to, even before obviously social media and marketing, she really knew how to market herself.
Right. Well, it took her a really long time too. It took her over 30 years before she really hit it big, and it was just because she had to find her own. As soon as she figured out what that iconic look was, and it was going to be different than anyone else, you know, the flappers were all the rage, and she was still wearing corsets and, you know, the whole hourglass figure thing.
And like you said, it was so unique for her to sign with Paramount. And she was, I think, 38 years old back then. That, you know, usually they're done by then.
Yeah.
And she was really just starting her career back then, and actually saved Paramount with some of the films she was in.
Absolutely, yeah.
What is your favorite scenes in this production?
We have a great scene. It's a kind of a little montage about the creation of her show Sex, and she pitches it to the director, and he agrees to direct it. And then there's a whole section where he's directing her and trying to help her find her own. You know, she was, for lack of a better word, very balls to the wall, and he kind of encouraged her to slow down and just own herself and to stop acting. She was always putting on a persona, and he kept saying, just be you, you know, so he was able to do that for her.
Wow.
And so it's really great. And then after we finish the little direction section, then we go to trial where she gets thrown in jail for indecency. So it's a fun section.
Yeah, that was an interesting part in her life because it really, you know, brought a lot of focus to her. But also, like you said, she spent some time in jail as well. Yeah. What else do you really like about this production? You know, is it the different characters that go through the production, and I imagine you're changing outfits as well because you know her wardrobe was so extravagant.
Yeah, we get on a treadmill when we start. I mean, truly, and we don't get off for it's hour 40, and no intermission. And we, I think I change my clothes every 6 minutes. That's what we figured out, going back and forth the two characters. So I love that. I love the challenge. I love her. You know, kind of an old school girl, so I like the throwback material and all the one-liners and all that. And then my two co-stars are just the most delicious, wonderful human beings, and so it's really an honor to be on stage with them.
And this isn't your first time at the Playhouse. You've performed there about 8 years ago as well.
Yeah, I was a Wonderette at the Playhouse, and we did Winter Wonderettes and Marvelous Wonderettes and then Caps and Gowns, so I've been the same person there every time I've been in a show at Laguna. Susie Simpson.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah.
Now you have a short run because it's going to be running on April 26th through, I believe, the 29th. So it's really running Thursday through Sunday, kind of the weekend. So we want to encourage people to get out there. It's only 6 performances, but at the Laguna Playhouse, what a wonderful place to see a wonderful performance, right?
Yeah, and if you have any interest whatsoever about Mae West, I mean, it is really interesting. We had a lot of friends that came and saw the show, and then they said they went right home and went online and started looking up and reading about her, because it's really a fascinating person.
I think that's what's interesting is, like, our generation, we kind of remember her and W.C. Fields. We kind of remember those actors.
And he's in the show too.
Okay, yeah, he did quite a few films with her, I believe. Yeah, but the people in the generation that live in our community, they would know Mae West especially because back. She was doing vaudeville, and then that's when black and white movies really started, and she became such a force, and of course a female that was actually carrying the film. She actually discovered Cary Grant.
Yep,
so
that's in there too.
Yeah. So everything you really want to know about Mae West is in this show.
Yeah, truly. I mean, they did a beautiful job structuring it and just giving you little snippets and piquing your, curiosity about all that she did, because she had a very long career. She worked all the way until she was like 89 years old, I think.
She was like, she wrote. It was funny, we had a chance to see an interview that she did with Dick Cavett in the 70s.
I remember,
yeah. And she said, well, do you type? And she goes, no, I just write. And then somebody would put it into a typewriter back then.
Yeah.
But she really wrote quite often as well.
Yeah, and invested in a lot of real estate.
Oh.
Yeah, she just did a lot of things that nobody was doing at her. Yeah, very smart woman.
Good for you. Well, it sounds like you're really enjoying the show.
Yeah,
so
I love it.
You'll be in rehearsals for the next couple days, and then the show is going to be starting on April 26th. Well, great.
And there's a half-price code if you use the word West. You call the box office and use the word West, you could get a half-price ticket.
Sounds great. Can't beat that. If you want to see a wonderful show and get a half price off your ticket, be sure and put in West when you call the box office, or tell them the word West, and you'll be able to get 50% off on your tickets. The Laguna Playhouse right down the street from us here, right around Laguna Canyon Road, and a great place to not only go to enjoy a nice dinner over there and then see a wonderful production and see you on stage. What's next for you?
After this, I'm going to be doing Mamma Mia in Vista, California, the beautiful Moonlight Stage Productions.
Oh, yeah.
And then later this summer, I'm going to do Fun Home at the San Diego Repertory Theater.
Great. And you're a local person in San Diego, so it's nice to kind of be at home and do some work.
It is nice.
Great. Well, we thank you for joining us on the Entertainment Corner. It sounds like a great show.
Thank you for having me.
Encourage people, be sure and tell them West and get your 50% off those tickets. And that's only going to be going on from April 26th until the 29th. And we'll see you again next time on the Entertainment Corner.
Thank you.
Great job.
I'm a strong believer that there's something for everyone out there. But some people never stop searching. I've looked long and hard through these parts, and I thank my lucky stars I stumbled across a special place, a unique place, where you never know what you'll find. The Trading Post, only on Channel 6.
Welcome back. Well, April is National Internship Awareness Month, and we have our very own intern with us, McKenna Hurd. Well, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for being such a great intern. You've been a joy to have. So tell us a little bit about your experience here.
So every day is, it's different, which I love because it makes work a little more fun and exciting, and I love being here, and every day it's super exciting to work with you guys. As you know, I love it. And for me, I think the main duties that I love being out on the floor and love being interactive because I love meeting new people and talking with people. And I just love the fact that it's very hands-on here. So I get to work with, you know, the set, making sure the set looks good, and kind of working with the cameras to make sure everything looks good behind there, and, you know, greeting our guests and help getting them set with the mics, just to make sure everything, you know, the show runs well. And another thing that I do is actually creating keynote presentations, and I actually made this one that you guys are seeing here right now. And I really enjoy doing that because it allows me to, you know, just get really creative with it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember having you do many of the slides for me, and I come in and I'm like, oh my gosh, where did you find all that stuff? So you've been really good at finding things and creating different kinds of things. So your study is in what?
Communications with an emphasis in entertainment tourism. So right now I do a lot of public relations, advertising, and marketing. So this whole experience, it's just new for me. I've never done something like this before.
But while doing this, you've met so many different people like our guests, because many of them have PR people.
Right, so it's a great way to, you know, make connections with people. And actually on the slide here is, this is Brendan Elliott. So, you know, this could be a great connection into the people that I meet here. He's actually an actor, so. Which is really cool.
Well, good. And there you are on the set.
Yep, that's me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you know, there's so many different kinds of things, and that is that's a good thing. And there we are at the Lexus shoot that we did, right?
Yep. So that was the Lexus dealership, South County Lexus, and I actually ran the audio, and I helped set up the lights for that.
Okay. What's the other one?
And the other one is the El Toro Water District that I went with Mark, and we did a little segment on that. And I also helped to run the audio, and I gave a little tips and pointers for the video that he actually enjoyed and used. So yeah, that was exciting.
Oh, good. That's great. Now, let's talk about what you think I mean, we already talked a little bit about how PR will help in the future, but how do you think this type of experience will help you with whatever it is you're going to do when you graduate?
So for me, I think the most important thing here is the relationships I made, and I think Laguna Woods television actually helped me to get out of my comfort zone and to adapt to the new environment, and I think that's actually going to help me in the long run when I'm out there looking for new jobs and exploring what's out there, because I don't want to limit myself, and I want to, you know, I want to just go for whatever I think is going to benefit me in the long run.
Right, right, good. And then I know we talked about the Lexus commercial, so tell me about how much fun that was.
Oh my gosh, so that was definitely the highlight of my internship here, being a part of that commercial. I actually got to drive the new Lexus RX, and I got to learn about all the cool new features and the specs, and how the trunk actually opens up by itself. If I put my hand over the trunk, it'll open up automatically.
Okay.
And everything is just pretty much hands-free, and I was sitting in the chair and I'm like, wow, this is amazing.
Well, I bet it was a good commercial. I haven't seen the commercial. I think we were just showing a little bit of it, but I haven't seen the whole thing, so how fun.
Yeah, it was great.
All right.
Loved it.
And then, you know, what would you say to other companies that are hiring interns?
I would tell them that to interns to not limit themselves. You know, for me, I think that this is new for me, and I kind of didn't know where I was going, and I kind of just leaped out there and took a chance on this place, and it turned out being the best choice I could have ever made, to be honest with you, because I think it's going to help me, you know, gives me more of what I want to do, an idea of better what I want to do in the future.
Right.
And I think that's important.
Right. Well, you've been great. I mean, I have to say, I'm so glad that Darlene had told me about you, and I'm really happy that you were able to, you know, be a part of this.
Me too.
So, excellent. Well, thank you so much for being here. You've been wonderful.
Thank you.
Oh, and thank you to all of us too. Well,
of course.
We can't say enough. You've been a really good go-getter and super fun. So we have a little something for you.
Oh no.
Somewhere. It's coming. Here it is.
Oh my gosh, that is so nice.
You've been so great, and so we're so thankful to have you.
Wow. You guys are too kind.
So anyway, goodbye, and thank you again. It's been really fun.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.
Wow. Thank you.
So there you go.
Oh my gosh.
Are you
guys? Stop.
Here, wait. We'll take a. We got it. Well, we.
Trying to figure out which of our possessions are valuable can be a challenge. For 35 years, we have worked and consulted with our friends in Laguna Woods to help organize their possessions and heirlooms. South Bay Jewelry has established trust to organize your possessions and heirlooms, guiding you with your most valuable items to help decide what to sell and appraise and preserve your legacy. South Bay Jewelry, next door to OPA in Aliso Viejo.
Well, our movie coming up today on Friday is Molly's Game, and this is based on a true story of Molly Bloom, an Olympic-class skier who ran the world's most exclusive high-stakes poker game and became a target of the FBI. Kind of an intriguing movie here because, as I said, this is based on a true story. And I'm not sure exactly when this happened. I think it was back in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. But interesting story about her relationship with her dad, who's played by Kevin Costner. Jessica Chastain, by the way, plays Molly. And Idris Elba plays her lawyer. Good movie. And Aaron Sorkin, who you just saw, directs this. Of course, he's done a lot of different things. One of them years ago, well, some of the stuff, but West Wing, if you remember that TV series. So good movie. It'll be coming to you today at 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock, Molly's Game. Now, our Monday movie was up for several awards during award seasons. Phantom Thread, and this stars Daniel Day-Lewis as Reynolds Woodcock. This takes place in 1950s London, and he is a renowned dressmaker whose fastidious life is disrupted by a young, strong-willed woman, Alma, who becomes his muse and lover. Very different kind of movie in that the relationship between the two of them. There's some really kind of strange twists that happen in this movie. I'm not sure if this is based on a true story or not, or it's kind of based on maybe different types of designers, and together they made the character up. But it is really, parts of this movie are you know, quite strange. But this movie was up for several awards, Academy Awards and Golden Globes and that sort of thing, and it did win some awards, I believe, for Best Costume. Phantom Thread will be on Monday at 2 o'clock and then at 6 o'clock. So tune in for that. Just remind you again, this today is Arbor Day, and if you're watching us in the morning, you've got a little bit of time to go down to Aliso Creek. They're going to meet between cul-de-sacs 12 and 60 and plant a new sycamore tree. So if you'd like to partake in that, you can. And always good to see more trees being planted, as some, as I was talking to Maggie, fortunately have to be removed for certain reasons. But this one will be planted. The one that you see in the picture there is the sycamore tree that is something like 450 years old. So you can go down there. If you missed the Arbor Day, you can take a walk along Aliso Creek, as I did, and see all those beautiful trees down there. And coming up this weekend is the Jewish Food Festival. This will be coming up on Sunday from 5 to 8 p.m. at Clubhouse 1. Going to have a lot of good food there and a lot of fun. They're going to have some different events and raffles and music and all kinds of things going on. So if you would like to attend, you can go over to Clubhouse 1 coming up this Sunday from 5 to 8 p.m. And what they're doing as far as the cost of the food, they're going to have several sort of stations, food stations set up, and each one will have a different cost. Or actually what you'll do is when you get there is you'll buy tickets, and each item will cost so many tickets. So that's how they're going to do that. But go over and enjoy the Jewish Food Festival this Sunday, Clubhouse 1 at 5 o'clock. I've mentioned this to you before. If you're someone who likes to hike, there is a great group of folks that go on hikes nearly every Saturday. It's the Hikers Club, and they meet in the lobby of the Performing Arts Center on Saturdays. They meet at 8:30. They ask, please be there by 8:30. And the reason is they carpool to different areas of Orange County for their hikes. It's not as though sometimes they may have hikes from the village here, but quite often they will go to several different areas around Orange County, and there's wonderful hiking trails. So they drive to these places and then take the hikes. Of course, if you plan on doing this, dress for you know, the appropriate weather, and you know, maybe bring a small backpack with you, bring water, snacks, that sort of thing. I'm not sure how long their hikes last. I think they vary just depending. But if you'd like more information, you can call Eileen Recklin at 949-768-6130. You can also go online and look up Hikers Club for more information about that. Now, I also want to tell you quickly that the wonderful Village Art Affair actually is coming up. It's going to happen on Wednesday, June 2nd, but beginning on Monday, May 7th, you can register to be one of the artists. Just go over to the Clubhouse 2 office and register. And every year, they've been doing it for 6 years now. This will be the 6th annual one. They get a lot of great artists from the village and from the area as well. So if you'd like to partake in this, beginning Monday, May 7th, stop by Clubhouse 2 and you can register. It's $10 per person. Now let's register the weather here. And you know, I could just kind of take what I said yesterday and play it back, because we're going to continue in this mode here of the morning and evening fog, and the only difference is how much marine layer we're going to get in and how quickly it's going to dissipate. This morning, if you're watching this in the morning, it's a little bit thicker, you're going to stay around a little bit longer. Around the state this weekend, maybe a little light showers up there in the North Coast area. They're getting some today and into probably tomorrow morning. But throughout the state, cooler weekend than what we had. But take a look up there in Lake Tahoe and even those areas, the Sierras, are actually going to be quite mild. Now, we will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. And we're going to get an update from Third from Rosemarie DiLorenzo. We're also going to have Breastlink, a wonderful instructor from Emeritus, and Dr. Stuart Spencer from Advanced Ear Care. See you then. Bye-bye.